you mentioned being a father and the joy and so on. Do you think, because we've been breeding, the species human has been breeding for 300,000 years, let's say. That's a disputatious statement, but let's, for the sake of the discussion. And Jesus wasn't around until about 2,000 years ago. So what did the previous generations of humans for that preceding 298,000 years, what did they do? Did they need anything? Did they need your God to worship? Did they need your God to guide them in their meaningful, purposeful, moral, social, cultural behaviors?
This is a good question. Okay. I will say, I guess I see in that your presupposition that my God only existed when Christ showed up on earth. According to Scripture, Christ existed as long as God has existed, or he is God, and so he was there at the creation of the world, and he was there for whatever existed before the creation of the world. And so as long as man has walked the earth, there has been engagement with a divine being from the form. The biblical narrative man was created, put in the garden, and related to a divine being. So from the existence, the beginning of the existence of man, whether that was 10,000 years ago or 300 years ago, 300,000 years ago, or 500,000 years ago, as some Christians believe, that, they would pull to an order theory without evolution, which, in my sense, in my understanding, which is quite limited about these things, I haven't done a lot of research on them, is the jury's still out on the age of the earth.
The jury is, I wouldn't call the jury out on the age of the earth. I think there is a consensus amongst the experts in that field. Geologists, astronomers, cosmologists, I think, and the evidence is very strong for the age of the earth being about 4.5 billion years, and the age of the sun being about 4.6, and the age of the universe being about 13.8 billion years old. But these are estimates, and as more information comes in, those numbers will be refined. But as for your contention that there's always been a God, and it happens luckily to be your God, who eventually got recorded in this book, the Bible, and then although originally it was only the Jewish Bible, there was no Son of God, and then subsequently the story got embellished by the arrival of this Son, which was only 2,000 years ago. So it's looking a very flaky contention to me.